Alright, today is Monday and I want to go through a couple of things here. I got a nice Christmas card from Skaght of Reindeer Studios from Cleveland, Ohio. There's the Christmas stamp there. I don't know what year that stamp is. Maybe he's purchased, 8 bazillion of those. It says forever from 2022. So, and they might still make those. Some of the earlier forever stamps, they made them for decades, it seems like. And oh my gosh, that Liberty Bell stamp is just like, oh, I don't see those ever. But I'm sure there's people that have. And I wanted to show you the nice card here. He has got great penmanship there, but there's a naughty and a nice card with the ump and Santa arguing with the ump. I don't know who'd win that argument. It says, really hope that replay review works out in your favor. I'm rooting for you to have an awesome holiday season. Hey Henry, I hope this finds you well and that you have a great Christmas. Keep on rocking, your bestie Skaght. So Skaght of Reindeer Studios. And you know the drill. I get a Christmas card in with an address attached to it. I send something back. And whether it's, valuable or not is determined by you. And so that will be something. I usually throw in some sort of unusual autograph that I've saved, or some interesting bit of historical thing, or something Christmas related, anything. You just never know what I'll be feeling very happy to send out. I might just say, hey, there's a Snoopy bookmark on here, just throw that in the letter. And you just never know what kind of stamps. You might be the lucky one or unlucky one to get all of these green ones sent. I love these stamps here because it just reminds me of dollars. I mean, I don't know why, but if somebody took that Jefferson and that green and transferred it to like a dollar bill or something, say like we got rid of the penny and now we introduced $3 bills, that would be awesome. I mean, I'd like to have the penny still, but have a $3 bill, or $4 bill, wouldn't that be cool? Because then we don't have to use twos, we can use four, or never mind. It would confuse people and everybody would have to redo their whole system. But, the Black Friday is always a whirlwind of emotions for people because people are participating in the chats on YouTube, being either naughty or nice. And a lot of people were being nice, but there were some people that are being naughty. And and a lot of those people are there because they don't have the funds or the money to buy stuff, so they're just trolling people. So there's all kinds of things that are going on this weekend, plus Thanksgiving, and some people have more time because they're celebrating or not celebrating it. And then again, it all boils down to the dollars and cents aspect of it. Some of the things that I have looked at throughout the year, whether cards on COMC, they didn't go down in price at all, or they were not on sale, or they were on sale, but I was only saving 5 or 10 cents a card. I did leave everything in my COMC, check out my cards, shopping cart, and they're still here. Every one of them that I left in all 33 or 40 cards or whatever was in there, and they all are more or less still the same price. And they're also, some of them are even cheaper. The bill went up by like $1 or something like that, but some of the cards went down by like another 30 or 40 cents. So some went up and some went down and some stayed the same. And again, I've figured out that if I didn't buy anything, I would probably be only $5 in savings, if that. So really no reason for me to get those cards. Plus the fact that these are the abandoned cards on COMC. They're not on anybody's wish list. They're not any, they're not nice cards and they're not naughty. They're just cards that are just really cool that just sit there. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just throw in $10 on COMC and save the ones that I think are most likely to disappear. But the reason why I left them there is because it was going to add $20 in shipping. No longer the $5 shipping or $10 shipping. It's got to be at least, if I bought 2 cards. And then I said, well, I'll just buy this one card here on eBay. They dually list most of their stuff on eBay. And it was there, and then it was gone. Like, wait a minute, why is it gone? And it's still on COMC, so I cannot figure that one out. But it was dually listed on COMC, eBay, and then I said, I'll just go buy that one there. I know it's costing me a little bit extra dollars, but it would still be, even because it's on sale for like $2, and the shipping, so it would come out to be about $6, and that would be about exactly what the shipping was, so I didn't have to, It's ridiculous. But you know, all this penny pinching is what some people are very good at, or they want to do. You know, so unfortunately the stamp show is going to be at the end of December, so a lot of people may not get Christmas stamps on their letters because I've used up a lot of my weird Christmas stamps throughout the year. Some people will and some people won't. And again, if somebody sends me a Christmas card, I'll do my darndest to get one back out to them, whether they want one or not. That's just what I do. So anything else? So the Skaght Reindeer Studios Christmas card there. Let's see if there's anything on the back here. Reindeer Studios, and you can check him out at reindeerstudios.com. That was the only piece of mail that came in. Never mind, I have stuff that have, you know, ordered or autograph requests or anything like that. I have absolutely a void of anything coming in right now. I know when it's coming in. There's no guesstimates. Only thing that has a guesstimate is a record that I purchased. You know, and the shipping just zoomed up, and I said, you know what, a moment of weakness, I'll just get that. You know, and then never mind that all the different records that I could have wanted. I could have got 5 for the price of that one, but I probably wouldn't have been happy. And so the estimate is it's either being shipped or shipping, whatever you want to call it, arriving, but I think it's being shipped somewhere in the middle of December. So we've got, you know, it's pretty darn close to the year is over anyway. So I'm just really exhausted and tired. It's going to be a very nice day outside again, but you know, when you've mowed the lawn as many times as you can and chopped up as many leaves as you feel like it's necessary to, it's kind of I just basically had to take a break and then answer phone calls if they happen to happen. I think it's just going to be a good rest day. But I've been parceling out stuff, purging stuff, and I've got a box of things. And here's my purge list here, and every year I like to do this throughout the entire year, Miley, but usually before Christmas hits, because now here's my donate list here on this Golden Girls book here, which I got at the bins. Target dumped a whole bunch of new stuff there that they couldn't sell. You know, it was probably better that Target clearance it out for a couple bucks. This was heavy. This thing was heavy. They don't know notebooks for, you know, hardback price or softback price or kids book price. What they did was they charged me by weight, so I might have been as much as Target. You know, if it's $2.79 a pound, this could be a pound. You know, or 3/4 of a pound. So this could have been almost $3, and that's probably more than Target would have gotten for it when they were clearing it out. But it's very handy to write down my list here. And so this is my donate list. I'll just give you an idea of the things that just have to go. There was a book about recycling because it was too wordy, and also it was, I won't say outdated, but most of the things about recycling and repurposing stuff was not very helpful. It really wasn't very helpful. It was like, well, duh, you know, or ask about recycling you know, programs in your area, stuff like that. I already have a blue cart to recycle stuff. And then, of course, all of the TTM stuff is all recycled materials. The ancient stamps that I've used have been on there since been around since the beginning of time. Here's one there with some cat stickers on it, and the old Oregon envelopes that I've used many times over. Stickers from the Know Your America program. I recycled the book and saved as much as I could, and saved all the lick 'em stick 'em sheets and used them to cover up the window there. So I know all about, you know, doing that stuff, so that wasn't helpful. This one here is kind of a fun book, and this book could theoretically be printed today. I tried to look up the author, but I think he's passed away. But this is The New Conservation, Going, Gone. The Waste of Our Energy Resources by James Marshall. And I said this book could be printed today because it's going on about solar power and electric vehicles. And I want to say this is from the early to mid-70s. This book here is from 1976. So, energy crisis, they were talking about the energy crisis and what we can do to kind of remove our foot, you know, carpooling and taking trains and, you know, all kinds of things that we don't think about. You know, each time we use a ton of waste paper, we save 17 trees in 1 year. Using 11 million tons of waste paper, we save 200 million from being cut down. Stuff like that, you know. And of course, we have storms, and so storms cut down trees anyway. But those trees are wasted because they're just burned up as as firewood or scrap, and they also on the burn piles, and also they don't get turned into a reusable product. Every time I dismantle something, I just build a shelf, and that shelf was with a repurposed board. There was only 2 like screw holes on the end of it, and you can't even see those. You just putty those in with wood filler, and you use that board again. Because I was like, oh my gosh, I had to buy a board at the store. Nope, I already had that, and some other trim from another project, and that was saved, and it doesn't look like it was used at all. So that's like what I like to do. But we have other things like board games and clocks that I've had since I was a kid. There's a stupid, I don't know, West clocks or something made it. I don't really know. It's split and the hand is bent and it just has to go, and it doesn't keep very good time. And I've had that. It's been in the family since the 80s. The 70s or 80s. It just has to go. It has to go. So that goes on my list there. And how far am I going to go? I don't know. Now, all this being said, I did buy a record on Record Store Day, but it was actually a record that was a already done Record Store Day release. So it's from like 2018, so a long time ago. But it was under $5 and plus $5 for shipping or something like that. So it came out to just under $10. I was very happy to get a special edition Record Store Day release for less than the price of admission to a record store these days. And then I did buy from the old autograph den. They don't have as many autographs as they used to. They have billions of autographs, but they're mostly now base cards and that sort of thing right now, so they're working on base cards. But they do have a nice buy it now section for Black Friday or holiday deals. They had some autographs, but mostly base cards that I bought for autograph purposes, and I got 15 cards for, it's really hard, do your math there. Now if you do the $1 per on eBay type card, then unfortunately that's going to be very expensive, so that'd be $15 and $15 if you buy base cards at around $1 a piece. And there's always bulk deals and people selling, but as for the standalone cards, these cards only cost 30 odd cents a card, and I mostly got 70s and 80s early TCMA minor league cards, which I'm going to be using for autograph requests in the future. And I did pick out, hand-selected a few autographs. They're mostly there from their famous 3x5 index cards that they sell a lot of. Index cards are not for everybody, because what happens, you send a letter of request or an autograph request, and then you throw in your index cards, and sometimes those were bonus items. But I looked at these people like I can't get their autographs today or tomorrow or ever, so I said might as well just get these and throw them in there. And I spent a whopping not even $10. So that was my Black Friday. So I do have some stuff to show. I also have a number of days ago, I'm trying to keep my purchases to a very, very tiny minimum. I did purchase some 1957 tops. And again, a lot of people are out to lunch, or the sellers are out of whatever, and so it's going to take a while. Some of these things might not arrive until December or January for those people. I mean, I still have some sellers that have not come back to eBay right now. They said, we will not be back until December whatever. So, that's just, I guess it's saving me money right now. And that boils down to that everything I really kind of wanted, for the most part, there was something very similar that's still available, or something else is still there. So I didn't lose on Record Store Day, because everything I kind of sort of wanted is actually still there, unless you wanted Billy Joel. That was a printing error or something like that, and very few people got the good copies of that. So that is all I have for today. Like I said, Mondays are usually my massive mail days, and if I didn't get anything from Skaght, I would have nothing. So thank you for that, and thank you for watching.